Welcome back to our channel, guys. Today's video is going to be a fill on this beautiful previous design. We are going to go ahead and remove the design and any lifted area with a carbide drill bit. Moving on to our nail preparation, pushing back our cuticles. Gently doing this process, we are prepping the nail for great application. This is a crucial step in nails and making sure they last a long time. Remember, guys, using a fine sanding band at a low speed using our drill. We are going to use it maybe at about 4 or 5, no more than that, just to be careful and gentle with the natural nail. Removing any dead skin tissue on the natural nail, and also kind of giving it a little etch so that way the acrylic can adhere great to the natural nail and then prevent any lifting. Prep is crucial, guys. Remember, take your time with this. This is obviously sped up, so just be very careful. I'm going to show you guys right now in real time. I'm being very careful. This is actually still sped up, but I'm going around the cuticle and then etching the whole entire nail as well, just to make everything the same, and removing the cuticle, guys. Any dead skin is what we're trimming off. Carefully doing this. You do not want to cut your client. Also, what I typically recommend you to do is do the sanding band first, which removes any dead tissue, kind of pushes back the cuticle as well, and then do this process. I don't find it better to do it the other way around, just because I feel like you're opening and exposing the skin when you do that first instead of like this. Now we're putting swipe on the natural nail and the whole entire nail just to cleanse it. This is just you can use any alcohol, whatever you want to use. And we're always cleaning downwards so we can bring anything down towards the paper towel. Dehydrating the natural nail only and applying primer twice. We use a non-base primer, so that's why we apply it twice. And we are adding a big bead using our number 16 acrylic Kolinsky brush. I typically like to use this brush because it's just faster, and I love a bigger brush. You can use whatever you're comfortable with. We are going to go ahead and apply it towards the cuticle area, going down towards the free edge. That's the way I always work. And then I'm using the belly of my brush to carefully shape the nail as well as I'm going, and pretty much just rebalance the nail in itself. Always cleaning your brush as well. Like you can see right there, I grab some liquid, shape my nail, clean my brush, and so forth. And I always drain the excess liquid from my bead. Like I said, this is totally your preference and how you like to work. Honestly, there's times where people actually shape the nail before even building the nail. I personally feel like you don't need to, because like I see right now, I'm building the nail with the acrylic, so it's already changing the shape. So definitely think about that. You know, it's obviously time consuming, so do what's best for you. I'm just showing you how I do it and what makes it easier for me. And if the nail is a little crooked, make sure you build it towards the way where it makes it look straight, giving the illusion that it is straight. Sometimes the nails tend to grow a different direction, so we can always manipulate that with the acrylic. Moving on to the filing portion, we are using our 100-180 grit file. I always love to file the sidewalls first before anything. I just love doing that. It's just something that I've always been doing, and it just gives me a shape before I even start filing with the drill. I shape it nicely straight and make sure that everything is nicely straight for my client. Also go underneath the nail, making sure there's no acrylic stuck under there. And then if you need to turn your nail around to make sure that they're going the right direction and it's 100% straight, then go ahead and do so, just like you see me right now. And I always look at the nails from every angle Moving on to our carbide drill bit, we're using a fine carbide drill. I usually use it at like a speed of 19, 18, just depending on your, your comfort level. File that off. Now we're using a sanding band to smooth out the surface. And this is typically the last step before I file the free edge. You can also do this with a hand file, but this is a lot quicker, of course. Now we are buffing underneath the nail once we had filed the free edge. And some clients like the nails rough, so it's totally optional. You don't have to do this part. I love doing it because it just softens it up a little bit. And we are cleansing the nail. You can have your client wash your hands, whatever your preference. I like to clean them because either way I'm going to have to clean them regardless. So I just swipe it again. And then with my manicure brush, I go downward. And look how beautiful and flawless these beautiful nails are. I absolutely love them. Now we're going to go ahead and apply some base, which in this case, go ahead and use whatever base nude you or your client prefers. I personally feel like this nude is perfect for every skin tone, and I'm using this. I always use this color. This is my preference. Some people use acrylic powder. Totally up to you. We're going to go ahead and apply 2 coats. So thin coats are always recommended to prevent any lifting of polish. And now we're going to go ahead and do some rose gold chrome. So we are adding our 102 black. What I like to do for our French tips is put black on halfway through the nail. Now moving on with our French manicure brush, we are creating that smile line as deep as you want. And of course, whatever the client had prefer, we are go ahead and cleaning that up nicely. And then we're going to go ahead and add the side part of the smile line, deepening it with our striping longer brush like I'm showing you there. And this just makes everything so much easier, guys. Try it out. I hope that helps a lot for you guys instead of doing it freehand. This makes things a little bit faster and easier once you get the hang of it. Definitely not easier because French is never easy or simple. Moving on, like I'm showing you here again, and always make sure you grab the free edge. And these are thin coats. Our colors are very well pigmented, guys, so keep that in mind. We're going to go ahead and clean it up as well. Make sure you have a paper towel ready to wipe that stuff off. And I'm using very minimal acetone when it comes to this. And one tip too, if you prefer to cure the colors as you go one by one, I am totally all for it. French tip is very tedious, so the last thing you want is for it to be messed up. So definitely think about that. If you want to cure it right after, do it because you do not want to mess it up. And I'm showing you another close-up right here. It looks easy, but it's not, guys. Definitely take your time with this. And once you get the hang of it, like I said, it's going to get better. Don't give up. Keep on practicing. And this manicure brush is a lifesaver. Let me just say, you can always count on it. And also for cleaning up polish, definitely consider getting yourself one. We have it on our online store. Now we're going to create a kind of like a minimalist design on this now. It's like some swirls. And I was going to show you guys a little bit. I left the mess ups here because I want you to know that not every thing comes out the way we want it at first. This one did. Like I said, our colors are very well pigmented. We're using our nail art palette for this as well. And always use your pinky for balance, like you see right here. I'm not liking the design, so I remove it. And of course, all the other colors are cured because I do not want to mess with them, the French part. Now I'm doing it again and I'm not feeling it, so I go ahead and remove it again. Like I said, it's not set in stone until you cure it, so do not get frustrated. Even us that have been doing nails for so long struggle with this, and that's why I decided to leave it, because I know that not everything comes out perfect the first time, even for me. And once I'm happy, I just left it. So it's just totally up to you and your preference. I always tell my clients and my students that if I like the nails, you're gonna love them. So I'm always making sure that I personally love her nails before I even finish the look. That's just one thing I always live for. And that's another way you can use your manicure brush, cleaning up little things. Moving on with our matte top coat, we're going to create a chrome look. So we're matting all these babies down. Some people do it differently. This is my way of doing it. I still haven't figured out what else I should do or how I should do it. Although I have had other ways to do it, I'm still learning. This is the way I did it this time, after the fact that I found out I could do it some other way. Right there, I had a little bit of black on the nude, so I went ahead and cleaned it off. Always make sure to pay attention to little things like that. So we're matting this down so that way when we apply the chrome does not attach to the matted area, which is the nude part, because we're going to go ahead and put the chrome top coat only on the black. So like I said, this is the way I do it. Everybody does it differently. This is the way I did it this time. I'm starting to do it a different way, which I'll show you guys later on how. Now we're going to use our chrome top coat. Using the same striper brush, we are going to go ahead and apply our top coat only on the black area, because that is the part where we're going to go ahead and add the chrome. Like I said, when it comes down to those chrome pigments, it does not attach to the matted area. So that is why I did it the way I did it. You'll see it's a long process and it's definitely a lot of steps, but I personally feel like this was the only way I could do it this time around, so I didn't know any other way until I figured out something else. And this we're going to go ahead and cure for 1 minute before we apply our chrome pigment. And you don't need so much pigment on this. This is so, it easily attaches to it. So if you grab a lot of color, it's just going to make a huge mess. So just be prepared for that. But like you see right here, it's a beautiful rose gold pink look. And apply only the amount you need. And only on the tip. Don't apply it on the whole nail. Like I said, I'll show you guys a video on how I've learned how to do it differently. So this is just one way. If you don't know any other way, then try this way if it works out. Now I'm using this sponge to remove the excess glitter. You'll see this is just one part of the removal of the excess chrome powder. I'm going to show you in a little bit what else I do, but you'll see in a little bit how I do that. We're going to go ahead and top off only the chrome area. That way we can clean off the nail a little bit more once this is cured with acetone, because as you can see, there's so much color glitter all over the nail. And if you need to add more chrome powder, go ahead and do so. Don't feel like you can't go back, guys. You can always go back and fix little areas. Now, moving on with a paper towel with acetone, we are cleaning off our nail as best as we can, removing all that glitter on the matted area. And this is before we apply our top coat. So this is why I decided to wait until the end to go ahead and clean it off, because look at beautiful. Now we're going to go ahead and add our number 26. This is our color. And we're going to go ahead and add more stripes before we add the crystals and top coat. Such a beautiful design, but definitely, you know, it's a process, so be patient with yourself. Again, nails are beautiful, but they do take time, so always be aware of that. Don't get frustrated if you think you're taking long. It's perfection takes time and beauty takes time. Now we're going to go ahead and add some crystals, some very subtle design using our gel for adherence. This is particularly for crystals. I like using gel because you can always move around your crystals before you cure them. So keep that in mind. You just have to do one at a time and cure it. Right here I did it 2 and 3 because it's just one crystal, but if you add more than one and a lot, you definitely have to cure it right away. And this is just flash curing with a little light before I actually put him in the actual LED light. Such a beautiful design. We're gonna go ahead and move on with our curing process of topping off everything. What I like to do to adhere the crystals a little bit better, and also so I wanna apply top coat on the crystals, I like to go around the crystals with our striper brush and our top coat with our little mini ring palette and move around it, other crystals, so that way when I go ahead and add the top coat, I won't touch the crystals by any means. And then we're going to go ahead and top it off. And such a beautiful design, we cure it. And there you have it, guys. Look at how gorgeous our rose gold chrome nails are. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. If you're not following us on social media, definitely follow us for short form content. And again, thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you guys in our next video. Goodbye.